What's going on, guys? So, not only did we pass 400 subscribers last night, but we are almost at 500 subscribers. You don't have to shush her. Everyone on this channel knows that I have a daughter, I have a wife. They're in the kitchen, which is pretty much directly behind me. So you might hear Aspen go blah 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 a couple times, but I think for those of you that have been here from the get-go, this house has always been noisy. My wife also fosters animals, and I really want her to start a channel and talk about all the good things that she's doing in the world, taking in these animals. But anyways, we've got dogs barking. We have 3 Maltese. We have a baby girl. We have different dogs coming in from the shelter. So it's always going to be loud here. There's always going to be something going on. And I'm finally past the point of being like, no, I need it perfectly quiet, and I need everything perfect when I do a video. All I ever needed was everyone's support, and I feel like I finally am getting the traction and support that I need to do these videos how I want to do them. Anyways, guys, we're at 473 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, thank you. I am Jewish, but, you know, I still occasionally do a cross and kind of just pray. Just because there's so many good things that can happen to you as a result of your hard work and effort. But I still like to believe that there's another force out there working towards me having the best life possible. If you want it, if you want to go after it. And I've been going after it. I've got like 300 videos, I think, on YouTube at this point. And I'm finally now just getting like a couple hundred subscribers. So it's been a long time in the making. But anyways, what I do want to say is this. Thank you, everybody. We're almost at 500. So now I got to do something when we hit 500. Maybe I'll just do openings whenever we hit a new subscriber milestone. Hi. Do you guys want to come in here? You can come in here, but you can't interrupt me. I still got to get some stuff done. Got to talk to them about stuff. Guys, for those of you that are new to the channel, this is my wife, Diana, and our beautiful 1-year-old daughter, Aspen.
Hello.
Say hi, Aspen. You're famous now! No? Alright.
Okay.
So I actually got a ton of comments on the last couple videos that I did. I was blown away by the engagement that we got and the dialogue that we were creating. And just seeing all those comments really made my night. So thank you guys so much. My entire life I've been bullied for doing all kinds of things, dressing a certain way. And now at this point in my life, I'm kind of made fun of by some of my peers for, you know, putting all this money into Pokemon cards and starting a card business and doing a YouTube and blah, 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 blah. But now I get to be a full-on nerd, and I get to promote my brand and myself, and I'm just happy doing it. So I got a lot of ideas from all of those comments. One of them is about this video here, which if y'all are 3 minutes in, I'm sorry for wasting your time thus far. But, you know, I'm working up to this point here, which is that somebody in the comments said, you're not really in the hobby. You're not really in the hobby if you're not playing the TCG. And I kind of responded, well, I have been in the TCG scene as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes. I played up until I was like 18 years old. I just didn't want my girlfriend at the time to find out that I had a Yu-Gi-Oh collection still. So I kind of kept that under wraps. But for the most part, even now collecting the last couple years, and my wife can verify this, I've forced pretty much, I shouldn't say this, but pretty much forced my wife into kind of having some fun playing the games, the card games that I used to play as a kid, because none of my friends play anymore. I have very few friends that still play TCG games. So she begrudgingly, and now she'll play occasionally with me, but we played the vintage Pokemon and the vintage Yu-Gi-Oh card starter decks and the base set decks. We did that, like, we were playing with all kinds of theme decks. We were doing that like every other night with different decks, you know, before dinner, after dinner. It was something that was helping me recapture feeling like a kid again, and it grew into this monstrosity. Anyways, here we are, and I get this comment, you're not really in the hobby if you're just, you know, a collector, essentially. And I kind of wanted to talk to the community about this, and since I'm now getting a little more traction, I thought that this would be a good topic for this video. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that you have to be in the modern TCG, that you have to be in the TCG 24/7, you know, to be considered in the hobby? Or is collecting cards good enough to be in the hobby? You know, like I do this as an investment business standpoint, as well as I love the cards and it makes me feel like a kid again. You know, and it's selfish because I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. So I can't be trying to capture being a boy with no responsibilities anymore. That's just not life. And any man knows this. So that being said, you know, part of his comment is right, he or she. Part of the comment is right. You know, I'm not really in the hobby. I'm not entrenched in the hobby, I guess, if I'm not playing. But I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. And you don't have to. I want to see people's opinions, especially people that are playing the modern TCG or playing the Game Boy, not Game Boy, but playing the Nintendo DS games now. I wanted to get Arceus, by the way, Arceus, whatever you guys want to fucking call it. I wanted to get Arceus, by the way, but I wasn't feeling the whole 3D vibes right away. The last game I played was Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So that was the last thing I remember from Pokemon. And that was like a year or two ago that I picked up a DS someone sold me and I played the whole game out. And I ended up selling that for a good chunk of money. I wish I would have kept that DS. But anyways, guys, are you not really in the hobby if you're just collecting the cards? Like, what do you guys think about this? Like, is it okay for me to just be collecting and buying and selling and trading and then to say, oh yeah, I'm in the hobby? You know, I could get how that would rub some feathers wrong because there's people that are in the hobby, and, you know, they're going to the local tournaments and they're going to regionals and they're playing cards with people and they're building these expensive decks, not to get a nice card, you know, not to just collect a nice card because they have an obsession with the sets and the completion of everything and like chasing cards, but they do it to play the game. So they spend all this money, they buy these expensive cards, which, by the way, this is a really good point that someone made. Even if I don't necessarily like the comment, I implore everyone to comment, you know, with authentic comments, even if it might not be something that I might like or something that's, you know, seems like it might be bullying me in some way. But either way, and that's also why I have trauma with anybody with negative comments or bad feedback. It's like, that's like me getting bullied all over again. And so it fucks with my head. But anyways, guys, valid point was made. You know, should you be, you know, playing the trading card game to be considered in the hobby, or is collecting good enough? You know, and what do you guys think about this? I want to see your comments. I want to see people's opinions on it, because I wouldn't even consider, even with all this stuff, I wouldn't even consider myself like in the hobby, like a true OG. You know, like I came back into the hobby. I amassed a massive collection in a short period of time, but does that really mean I'm in the hobby? I don't know. I still love the cards. I still appreciate, you know, the business point of it and the investor's point of it. But, you know, that's something that I wanted to address in this video, and I really wanted to talk about it and ask you guys what you guys thought about it. You know, one point I could see someone making that I did go to a hobby shop and one of the guys was angry about how hype Pokemon's gotten because now he can't build decks for a low price point. He's spending all this money to get the nicest cards to put in his decks. And there's some truth to that. Like, if Pokemon didn't get hyped up again, would we be in a point where we're selling, you know, Silver Tempest is the last thing that we've talked about the release before Crown Zenith comes out. And I've got that booster box right here. I'm getting ready for another video after this to talk about something I've been waiting to talk about for so long, which is this boy right here. So I finally got something for y'all. I really want to celebrate in the next video that I'm doing, so stay tuned. I will pump that out tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get them all uploaded, but I will do another video tonight. What was I going to say? One good point is, if it hadn't been hyped up, these cards really wouldn't be expensive, which means building these decks, I feel like, wouldn't be so hard for the people that are actually playing in the tournaments and playing the card game, and maybe it's ruined it for that aspect of the hobby. I could see if that was their point, but I definitely wanted to make this quick video. It's only going to be a 10-minute video. Might go a little later, But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts. I wanted to get your opinions on this kind of statement. Like I would hope that the hobby would want anybody coming into the community, would want to grow the community and have more people that are like, oh yeah, Pokemon's the shit, totally mainstream. In some ways, that's not what you want. But in other ways, you want your hobby, you want the thing that you're doing to be somewhat cool and like socially acceptable. God forbid Pokemon be socially acceptable, or TCG be socially acceptable. So yeah, my way of doing it is like, yeah, I'm a grown-ass man. I have a great life, and I am still buying Pokemon cards. Does that, is that acceptable? And a lot of people in my personal life would say, no, Orion, that's not acceptable. You shouldn't be doing that at 28 years old with a family. You should be trying to work on the businesses you already have and taking care of yourself and taking care of the kid. And I understand that, but you're always a kid. Like, there's always that part of you that wants to feel that excitement and that entertainment and that creativity and that imagination again. And being in this hobby gives me that. So that is why, I consider myself in the hobby, because, it's all about your appreciation and the artworks and the cards themselves. Like, and honestly, I might pick up playing the modern TCG. I might go online and try and start playing some people. Maybe I have to earn, that respect in this community. I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't care too much. But what I am asking is, what do you guys think? If you're, collector for a couple years, and what's the length of time that someone should be considered in the hobby? Like, do you need to collect for 3 to 5 years, 10 years? At what point do you get that that title, that accolade? I'm a bona fide collector, I'm the real deal. When do you get that? So I want to know what people think, and just leave some comments below. And now I'm going to get to making my next video that I will have up shortly. Peace out, guys.